Okay, hi there boys and girls, welcome back. I've got a few good games for you today. Here I am on Mirage team, platooned up with Frost 136, and we're both running around in the M4 Sherman at tier 5. As usual, the usual fun and games at the start where nobody decides which flank they want to go on. I have touched on this before in other videos. Now there are some maps where you can all push one flank and some where you really shouldn't. Dead Rail is one that you shouldn't, for example, so is Copperfield. They're too small, you can get hit from the other side of the map. However, on this one you can push one side of the map. Our KV1 there has seen a heavy tank and decided he wants to drive away. Yep, come on pal, get back into the fight. I'm going to go around your house and stamp on your toys. Okay, so we've gone around this corner here. And we've noticed Mr. Stoog 3 here has decided he doesn't like it out here in the desert. He would like to go back to the garage very quickly. So we're going to quickly sort that out for him. Well played, mate. Thanks a lot. And okay, so we're going to start getting into it now. We've got another Stoog 3 down there. Frost and I are in comms on Discord. So we're able to keep each other informed and to hopefully be able to focus fire targets, which does come into the game a little bit later on. I don't have any shots on this enemy Stoog on the right, and our fella here decides he wants to push in his KV1, so I'll let Frost know that I'm going to push up to the left. Thankfully I can see we've got tanks on our right going to take care of the tank destroyer on the other flank. So we're going to push up here and try and clear this KV1. It becomes very apparent that we haven't got the entire team here, so if we are going to push just the one flank, we do need to try and get it clear quickly. Unfortunately, bang, yeah, get a horrible bounce there, which unfortunately means our Stoog here takes another hit, but we do manage to get him cleared quite quickly. So as we come down here, Frost and I team up again, identify this target here, and obviously we want to get him cleared from this section of the game. However, the enemy team has now flanked around the whole map. They are now behind us, so we've got to start focusing targets and clearing individual guns as quickly as possible, which is exactly what Frost and I are doing here. This guy has pushed through quite aggressively, and some good focus fire there means we do manage to get him cleared pretty quickly. However, it's still pretty tight, 3 on 3, and these guys are looking reasonably healthy. So Frost and I pull back a little bit and just try to identify targets. The Panzer IV there is going to push round onto the flank. Immediately we see that we've got an enemy to our left, so again both focus fire the target and clear him very, very quickly. Now down to a 2 on 2. Frost is about half of his hit points left. I haven't really got shots on the Panzer IV there. Now instinctively you want to clear the one shot and get him cleared out as quickly as possible, because you just need to clear a gun in this situation. Unfortunately, if I push down there without going the other side of the small hill we've got to our right, I'm going to leave myself exposed from the Panzer IV. Frost is not looking so great for his hit points, and I've taken a couple of nasty hits and I'm down at half health. So I'd let Frost know that I'm going to pull a little bit further back here, make sure that the YT-34 at the other end of the map doesn't have shots, and we're going to, as much as possible, do everything we can to clear out this Panzer IV. Frost is in a bit of a tough situation there, because he is potentially, if he pokes out, still in range of the YT-34 there. However, the fact that he is where he is means that Panzer IV does keep poking out to try and get shots onto him, which allows me to keep pouring the damage into his side there. So it's still pretty tense at this point. Frost goes for the shot on the Panzer IV, unfortunately doesn't get it and gets taken out, so I really do need to clear this guy very quickly now. So YT-34 is pushing along. I can afford to take one hit from him, so I push around aggressively, draw the shot, and then we go around here and get him cleared. Excellent teamwork there, and a fun game. Really interesting tank to drive, the M4. So 1447 damage, 4 kills. First class mastery, top gun. Frost and I leading the leaderboard there, and yeah, I think we took out more than half the enemy team with our combined damage, so an excellent game all round. Okay, so now here we are in a Tiger 1 on Dynasty's Pearl with Frost 136. Unfortunately, young Frost, he lives in South Africa, which means he gets, I think he said to me the other day, 200 ping is a good day for him, which quite often means at the start of the game he does have that huge lag issue, which makes it look like he's not going anywhere. It just means he does have to wait for the game to catch up a little bit. But he's got himself rolling through now. And he angles his tank very, very well throughout the entirety of this game. Gets a nice shot in there. Takes a bounce. Comes around a little bit. Takes another bounce. Takes another bounce. So these two fellas up here must be getting a little bit fed up of Frost's turret by now. Takes another bounce there and sticks a beautiful shot straight through the turret hatch. However, we've got Mr. KV1 here, KV2, sorry, and Frost gets a nasty 600 plus roll into him there, so draws back a little. Starts pumping the damage into the M6 here. Keeping his tank moving, but he is taking a little bit of damage now. But he's done just over 1,000 damage. He's bounced 1,000. KV2 has pushed around again. It's just sitting out in the open, waiting for his reload, which is interesting. And then he finally takes his shot. Frost manages to get the bounce and clears him up rather efficiently. So Frost is going to push forward a little now. And as he takes up position and angles up his tank on this corner, using the old third-party peeking here, he effectively sees that he's got an SU-100 barrel staring straight at him, who's just waiting for Frost to come out and try and take a shot. However, Frost is patient. There's always somebody who's a bit more impatient than you, either on your team or the enemy team. He's waiting until this guy fires before he comes out. And lo and behold, one of his teammates comes out, takes the hit, allowing Frost to come around here and start sticking rounds into the P43, I think. So he's starting to stick the rounds in here, takes another bounce. He's bounced 1,800 now, done just over 2,000 damage, clears the corner and manages to clear the SU. So now it's pretty much just clearing up this last guy. Frost manages to get another nice roll in there, and that ends the game. 1865 damaged, and just over 2,400 damage with 2 kills. Second class mastery there. Well played indeed, sir. 6 bounces, absolutely vital in that game. Okay, here I am rolling out in the FV201. Well, yeah, it's an interesting map, this one. You can pretty much fight from both sides of the map. I don't think one really has a bias over the other. What always does tend to be quite vital in this game, though, is the central area around the cap circle, or B cap if you're playing Supremacy. You do need your meds or your lights to at least be peeking the top of that hill, not necessarily going over it and drawing shots, but peeking the top of the hill so that you can get spots on. And if, as it transpires in this circumstance here, you've pushed the wrong side of the map and the team have pushed the other way, you can start to get shots on from across the map if you've got somebody spotting that part of the map. I mean, I think I had a game that I put on channel a few weeks ago where nobody on our team did that, and I was driving an ARL 44 heavy at tier 6. So I went and took that position at the central part there, because if you don't have spots on this cap circle here, then you really are going to have difficulty getting your TDs, identifying targets for your TDs to hit. So I played a few games with this tank the other day, and I very quickly learned that you've got to find a hold down position for it, but it does have a really good gun when you start to get it working. It even means you can sort of take shots that maybe you're not hugely confident that you'll make, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, 3.5 seconds later, you're going to be reloaded, so you may as well try and take the shot, which is not a style of play that I normally engage in a heavy tank. So it is quite an interesting one, but one I'm starting to enjoy. I've even found myself driving other tanks on other maps and trying to identify nice areas in the map where it is a good aggressive hold down position, just in preparation of playing this tank. So it's one I want to play a bit more, and it's an interesting style of gameplay that's not the way I would normally play a heavy tank. So yeah, I'm probably going to be quite interesting to see how that turns out. Okay, so we're sort of contesting this area here. Everybody's sniping at each other across map. We've got plenty. We've got the enemy team spotted, so we're okay. We've got a sentinel off to our right who's doing a good job keeping people spotted. Managed to get a shot into the T29 there, but he does give me a high roll back. And at this moment in time, people are sort of content to keep sniping it away. I'm trying to keep an eye on the right here to see if anybody is going to push. But all the time that I have this reasonably good position and I can still get shots off, then I'm going to do my best to protect my tank. We are starting to get pushed a little bit now on the left. And potentially I'm going to have to head down to the right at some point to give our sentinel a hand over here. I think he's got at least 2 tanks on him over there, but he's not being too aggressive in pushing, but he is sticking in the damage and making sure these guys are still spotted. Right, we're coming over now. Managed to get a shot onto the SU-100 there, and when we have a look down to the right, now it appears that the sentinel is getting pushed, so straight away we're going to put this fast gun to work and give him a hand. So that's another target cleared there. It's still looking pretty bad for us though. We are a tank down, and we've got I decided to come over here, try to use this bridge as some cover. Unfortunately I do cop a shot from that T29, which actually does prove vital a little bit later on. However, it's time to get over here now. Give our friend who's been doing an excellent job in the sentinel here a hand. He's now taken a very nasty hit, so he's a one-shot for basically any tank on the other team. You can see SU-100s come around here, so I want to get around here, try and drive around fast, and get the shots in and get him cleared. Unfortunately, I do take a hit as I come round, but we clear him up pretty easily there. So it's now 3 on 2, but our 2 other friendly tanks are both looking very unhealthy indeed. And as you can see by the colour of the T29 turret, I'm going to have difficulty getting penetrations in there. So I don't really want to push around too aggressively on this guy. I want to be able to reverse into this slight reverse slope here, just to give my tank the best chance of taking a bounce. Unfortunately, we've got to try and keep him looking at us and not clearing the sentinel that is an easy one-shot. Should have really loaded APCR at that point. However, I'm doing my very best here, just to, begging the gun to reload so that I can try and get this guy cleared before he reloads. Unfortunately, he does get me, and our sentinel hits him and clears him up. And now, yep, you've got one-on-one. Both tanks are one-shots, and the sentinel here, Stranger, is now going up against the TD, and he's got to be very, very careful. Has a look at the angle, comes back. All he's got to do is see the corner of this tank and fires a quick shot, and There we go. We managed to just about get the win up there. Excellent game from Stranger there. 2200, nearly 2300 damage, 2 kills. Stranger had an excellent game, 2 kills, 3300 damage. And on a quick check of what he got for that, he got a well-deserved and well-earned mastery. So well done to him. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you all for watching. And as always, good hunting and bye for now.